Hi, everyone. Hi, Patrick. I was going to email you directly, have you sent it to them, but wanted to make sure all of them got it. I just saw the new Speak Up group, the ethics department. I'm sorry, it's just funny because none of you speak up. So it's just beyond comical. And then somehow you like passed it along to the district court, like your don't speak thing. That's what it should be called. It should be called the don't speak group. And somehow you get the judge to do the no speaking too. Not surprising after what I witnessed at MCAD. Nothing would surprise me with you guys and who you're in bed with. It's gross. What are we gonna do with all of this? What are we gonna do with all of you? I told you. I told you time and time again. The more you do this, the more you play these games, you're not going to break me down. You just piss me off. Like, I don't want to think about you people anymore. I don't. But I do. Like, I don't even know how you live with yourselves. Like, so, like, I don't want to have to think about you and have you live in my head. But you won't do anything. You can't make a counter offer. You want to tell me that my number's outrageous? What you people have done to me and everybody else that you've done it to, that's outrageous. You've all put me through 18 months of hell. And you all enjoy it. It's so sick. Just like you do to everybody else. It's just unbelievable. Like, how do you even get into that culture? And, like, how do you all find each other? Where it's like, you all do this to, like, people. Like, I couldn't imagine in my wildest dreams doing what you guys have done to anybody. To an animal. I wouldn't do it to an animal. God. Ugh. I wouldn't do it to you guys. And you guys are my least favorite people on the planet. Something's got to give. Somebody's going to have to make a move. I'm not just going to sit here. So what are we going to do? I forgot you guys are going to prevail in the case. I forgot. Come on. You're not prevailing? Prevailing on what? Does the paid family and medical leave still not exist? Maybe that's how you that's how you're going to prevail. You're going to prevail because somebody's approved through state or federal leave or whatever doesn't mean that they're approved by National Grid. Guess that makes sense with what I'm seeing in the district court right now and what I saw at the MCAD. Maybe you're right. Maybe maybe you're right. But in all seriousness, like, I told you I'm not going to do this. We're not going to do the drag it out thing. It's just not going to happen. And I mean, how like, you can't even do the drag it out thing. I mean, you got whatever magic you're doing right now. But, like, what's going to go on in front of the judge at some point? Like, what are you even going to say? Every aspect of it is so bad. It's so bad for all of you. How many times did I bring up to every single person in my emails about the discrimination and the retaliation and the harassment that I was facing? And nobody did it. None of you did anything. You all ignored it. Like, just because what? GeoSets set up mediation and moved the mediation up, that doesn't mean that you did anything. You still all did nothing. That was on October 26th. So before that, nobody did anything. as I screamed from the rooftops, I mean, I'm the speak up group. Oh my gosh, I should run the group. But like just having mediation and like waiting for that while I'm speaking up the whole time, while while Mulligan's sending the police to break down my door. Yeah, that's cool. You're not prevailing on anything. It's gonna be, he's like, obviously, like, I don't know. I pray to God you're not gonna send Patrick in front of the judge. Like, what is there to say? Unless, like, all of you really have a hard time and can't grasp, employment law and, the difference between the federal and state statutes, and unless you really, I just find that hard to believe. I know it like the back of my hand. I know Patrick knows it. Like, you got him saying to me, "Oh, no, we think we're gonna prevail." Like, oh, it's just comical. And you pulled this BS on removing it to to federal court under the ERISA. No, absolutely not. The best, like, I was never seeking. I'm not dead. I'm not seeking to claim my life insurance. I'm alive. But yeah, Count 4 just strictly was saying my life insurance was canceled, and in my opinion, my optional life insurance, and in my opinion, it was just another, like, it was canceled as an act of retaliation. You guys are saying that I'm asking for it to, like, be restated. I'm not asking for it to be restated. I already have it restated. So why are we gonna, why is it in federal court? I have my life insurance back. So what now? I could have had my life insurance back at any time I wanted to. But you just moved it. You moved it just to play this stupid game. And you file a counterclaim against me. That is just retaliation for me filing the complaint against you. Geo6 offered me the money on November 26th in the Teams meeting with Shauna. Oh, well, what can we do? I tried to get off the call like 2 separate times. Oh, well, how about if we let you keep that money that you put in for? No, I'm not giving that money back. I'm already keeping that money. I mean, come to think of it, if you want me to give it back, I guess I will. Or how about I just don't give it back, and then you can just pay me $24,000. Well, pretend I gave it back to you, the $12,000, and you just give me $24,000 in the end, because it is wages that I should have had, and it has triple damages. So we could just do it that way, if you want. So you offered to let me keep the money that I should have had anyway, but then you counterclaim against me for the same money, saying that you've been damaged. Poor National Grid. What have you guys been doing without that $12,000? Oh my gosh. Sorry. This isn't good though. I'm telling you, it's not good. Playing this game, because it just makes my wheels turn. Like, even before this happened to me, you know how many things that I've watched that is just drove me wild, that everything just is allowed to go on here. And, the union, forget it. I mean, that's half the problem. And you're all union, like, haters. So it's perfect for you guys, union haters, and they're union cowards. So it's like the perfect match. it's funny too because I'm not a big union guy. Never have been. I was at the phone company. I was always just like, it's great for the pay and the benefits, but it always seems to just, protect these guys that just, you know, can't ever get anything right. And then they get protected, get their jobs back. And there was a lot of that over there. A lot of those guys, now that I think about it. Which is the weirdest part about, like, that's how, like, that's how you guys treat everybody. Like, that's what we're all like. I can honestly say, here, not here, this is my house, at National Grid, I can't really think of anyone. Which is weird. Because that just means, like, you guys treat the good people like shit. And clearly I'm not a big union guy because I had to tell the union to go screw on this one, which I've never needed union representation before. And I've always said, my 20 years between the phone company and here, that if I ever got into an issue, I would not have representation and I'd take care of it myself. Because whatever it is that I'm having an issue with or that people are coming after me for, it's not going to be anything that I did wrong. And here we are. Didn't do anything wrong. Have you still not figured out if my approval letters are approval letters or are we still waiting on that? Because it's been a long time. I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't heard anything from you guys, so I don't know if my approval letters... And no, it's funny. No, it's really funny. So this all began because you guys didn't want to let me return to work without a note from a specialty provider that had nothing to do with anything, right? I put my foot down. 9 weeks. I finally caved. I came back. And you disciplined me saying that I had 76 unapproved absences that were all approved. Well, sorry, I know you guys haven't figured that out yet, looking at the 4 pieces of paper that I gave you. But they were all approved. But the best part is now here I am. And I ran out of all protected leave on December 5th. So, like, right now, I kind of do have 76, 80 maybe unapproved absences. And you're not doing anything. So, that's just funny. It's kind of just as funny as when I went to my return to work appointment on December 4th, and I gave Jessica 0 information. I just said I was out with a medical condition, as it should be. I was out with a medical condition. I have a note from my doctor. I can return to work full duty, no restrictions. And you guys cleared me to go back to work. But you cleared me to go back to work full duty without a DOT card, which you guys are always on top of. I know what that game was. You wanted me to drive a truck, and then you would have fired me. Just like all the other times you were trying to fire me before this. So, something's got to give. Better start making some moves. You got to do something, because you are going to drive me crazy, and I'm never going to go away. Even once it's all over, I won't go away. Like, I know I won't, because I still have all my friends here, and I'll hear things, and I mean, I have like a laundry list of stuff I can go file anonymous complaints about with the NLRB and everything else. Because, I mean, all you guys do is whatever you want to do. I've watched it the whole time I've been here. That's that's what you just think you can do whatever you want. I've been here for 10 years and I saw 2 grievances get filed in my 10 years. And I filed both of them. One was the Blue Sky Pagers that summer. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be written like that in the contract with the 35% thing. And then the union agreed. It was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, they're right. It was. I don't care. It's in the contract. Insane. And then I think we all know what the other grievance is. There's even just a whole bunch of stuff within the past like month or two that I've heard, and I was just like, I was like, I'll do it. I told people I'll do it later. I said I can't. I was like, I can't do it right now. I'm consumed by this. I'm taking care of this first. And the longer this plays out, the more I'm just gonna always be thinking about you people. Like it's literally like every day that goes by, it's just like I'll never like. It gets to the point where it's just like nothing is going to make it right. Like I'll never stop thinking about you people, and I'll never stop wanting to. And that's the thing too. It's just like I know you all are gonna just keep doing what you do, and that I don't like. I don't like that at all. Because I still have all my friends and everything here. So say I'm long gone, right? But I start hearing, you know, you're Courtney Roycroft in someone, or Dan Tatunjan in someone, or Brian Burke in someone, or Sandy Harris in someone. Like it's gonna turn right back on, and I'm gonna guide whoever I gotta guide to take you people down. You need to stop it. You're horrible people, all of you. It's so bad. I don't know why you do this. It makes no sense. Find a new hobby. I don't really think I got much else. Luckily, it's the morning, so I'm a little quieter. I think everything else is in my email for the most. Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, you just gotta do something. You gotta figure this out. You're never winning anything, even at all. And my number's not ridiculous. I was gonna work here for the next 30 years. And you ruined everything by your disgusting and malicious behavior. It's not an outrageous number. What you people done is outrageous. And call up Sedgwick and tell him to give Sandy Harris the transcripts, the correspondence. It's been almost a year. You had them toss away and ignore 3 subpoenas, making them have to compel them now. Like, you guys just play horrible games. And you act like, oh, I don't know. Like, you guys talk to Sedgwick all the time. You had everybody scrambling around with Sedgwick when Sandy Harris first made his complaint. Like, it's just, it's just so ridiculous. I don't get it. What happens in the end? Like, I'd love to know. Like, what happened? Like, what was your success story with Brian Burke and, like, Courtney Roycroft? Burke, you settled kind of quick. But, like, what happens? Like, what do you get the number down to? And, like, I guess most people aren't like me, because for me, it's just, like, up, up, up. It just goes higher and higher. It makes the lower numbers not even worth it, because you just get me so worked up. And you just make me want to make you all, like, it makes me want to go for, I wanted to wipe out, that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say, you know what, you want to make me an offer? Then, clean slate. Wipe out HR, ethics, everybody. Health and well-being, and the labor department. Pay me $5 million and I'll come back. I guess that can stand. Yeah, you can do that. I'll send the settlement in my email though. Have a great. It's just so weird too. Like, you all know that, like, your roles in the company, you're supposed to be the ones that are, you know, making sure that the company's not liable, right? We can all agree on that. But you're the only ones that make the company liable. You create liability for the company every time. So, like, for what? To protect Powers? A predator? A monster? Mulligan? That's like, what? For what? These are the people creating liability for the company. I never thought I'd sue anybody in my entire life. It's because of you people. Do you get that? Like, does nobody get that? Because it doesn't seem like you get it, because you guys do it time and time again. And you don't investigate into anything. And Maroda, as a woman, I don't know how you just turned and looked the other way with Roycroft. Like, how do you do that? It's just so ridiculous. It really is. It's just messed up. And all of you all do it. You you put the company at risk to protect your own sick, twisted behaviors. And, like, I don't know why it's allowed. I really don't. Because really, think about it. Like, had you guys not done what you did, had you guys not disciplined me for having absences that I never had, unexcused absences, we wouldn't be talking. None of this would be going on. You guys created this. And with me, oh my gosh. What? You saying my number's big? Too big? Ooh, we're too far apart. December to June, I just asked to be left alone. Have my discipline removed and leave me alone. I never had any unexcused absences. Then you gave me the DML. I filed my grievance right away. I went out of work to go file the MCAD, thinking maybe that would protect me. Oh my God, little did I know, right? Little did I know what goes on there. And then, and then I came back to work. Didn't let me come back again asking for a diagnosis. Like, bizarre. Oh, and then I gave the diagnosis, and then there was still some weird game that was played where I couldn't come back for a couple days. Oh, and then I stole all that money, right? That counterclaim money. Yes, I did that. Oh, no, I didn't steal that. Did I tell you guys that yet? Because I was legally entitled to it. The money that I put in for my timesheets, we talked about that. And then GeoSits offered it to me, and then you counterclaimed. Yeah, okay. Thought so. Oh, I know what the other thing was. Last thing, and then I'll go back. I'll let you guys go. You can go back to abusing whoever you moved on to. The infamous admin notes. You can read that in my email. Those are my medical records. I want them by tomorrow. So, on line 19, appointment scheduled for September 12th. That's allegedly what I said to Jessica. I remember it. She said to me, nah, you gotta get it from specialty. And then on line 41, I said, I called her at 3:02 on 9/12. And you guys said on the same line, no, that I called her on 9/11 or 9/12 because you're rolling with these admin notes and this 7:03 voicemail, 7:33 voicemail AM. Now this is where all this voicemail talk comes from. In fact, it appears that Mr. Tatunjan is forgetting that he called National Grid's medical department and left a message indicating he was not safe to return to work on September 12th, 2022. On that date, Mr. Tatunjan left a voicemail message indicating that he spoke with a psychiatrist and that his psychiatrist wanted to evaluate him further prior to his return to work due to a manic episode. Mr. Tatunjan conveniently left out this information when filing his charge, and he seems to now be asserting that National Grid should have returned him to work on September 7th, despite his psychiatrist's instructions to the contrary. All right, so you're still sticking by this voicemail that never occurred on the 11th of the 12th. I believe I showed you my phone records, right? Where I called Jessica at 3:02 p.m. after my 2 p.m. appointment. I think so. And even if like that wasn't the case, like what are we trying to say here? So I left a message on September 12th, and I conveniently left that out of my charge. Therefore, it seems now that I'm asserting that National Grid should have returned me to work on September 7th, despite my psychiatrist's instructions to the contrary. Yeah, like I know you're not the brightest, man. Yeah, because the 12th, where this voicemail that never happened was left, is after the 7th. So yeah, you should return me on the 7th, and it's not despite what my psychiatrist never said anyway. That was 5 days later that was made up. 12th is after the 7th. I mean, whatever. Everything you've done has just been a lie and malicious and psychotic anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But like, I don't want to have to sit there and go through trial and everybody's like, the 7th, the 12th, like, I don't really know. And, that's just a sloppy mess. Nobody wants to be in court like that. Well, I don't know, this and, yeah, it's just going to be, it is. That's just what it's going to be, whatever. Because it was already the same thing with the, that money I stole that I really, put you guys in a bad spot on, damaging you. Same thing with that. Like, you guys, I don't know, just going to be a pain because you guys have no recall. I remember everything. Trying to say that was a mediation. That's BS too. Saying that you thought that was brought up a mediation because Mulligan, you and GeoSits know that there's no way that was brought up in mediation. Right? So go ahead. Tell Curran the truth, or just lie right to his face and say, oh no, I believe that was in mediation. We all know there's no way that was in mediation. Please. So, I forgot about that, Mulligan, when you were referencing the DOT regulations that don't go into effect until 2025. I forgot about that. Oh my God, what a disgrace. If you haven't noticed, I despise lying, and I despise people that lie, and I love that I don't lie, because that's why I never get into any shit. I would end this by saying, like, you all need to do better, like, figure it out, do the right thing, but what if I said, I've been saying that for 18 months. None of you care. So, you're all just who you are. I mean, man, I'm glad I'm not any one of you. But you should really consider changing the group speak-up policy to the no speak-up policy, because it would be perfect. But why don't you work on at least coming up with some sort of counteroffer? Like, even if it's just $1, maybe just to show a little good faith, like just a tiny bit, because, I don't know, there's been no good faith this entire time. So, I'm going to send you this email. I'm going to send you these videos so you can hear your best friend. And Curran, get back to me. You'll see my email too. the other stuff that I want. Oh yeah, I guess there's a couple things in there. So yeah, we'll talk the rest of you. I hope we never talk again, but I'm sure we will.